You know what? Now it gets to that point where you're like, you know, when you get excited about certain people leaving WWE, like you get excited about certain people coming in, and the same people, you get into a journey where you're like, I can't wait for that thing to hit at a New Japan show. Hey guys, this is Scott and Tom here for Rebellious Noise and Talking Beans. We are on the brand new RN Pro Wrestling channel, and we thought we'd do something interesting. We're going to go back on. Tom, the podcast is 5 years old this year. Did you know that?
Didn't.
Well, that's because you don't pay attention. We're 5 years old as a podcast. If you haven't listened before, we talk about movies and TV and a bit of pro wrestling as well. And obviously, all of our Talk of Beans content, pro wrestling based, is going to be on this channel from now on. And yeah, check out the other Rebellious Noise channels while you're at it. So what we're going to be doing today, Tom, is we're going to be looking back on NXT Dallas, I think it was. We're going to be talking about that 5 years on. We're going to be looking back on our opinions of what we thought 5 years ago. And I guess what's changed in the world of NXT and even WWE. Because let me tell you, some of these guys ain't in NXT anymore. And it's going to be interesting. Do you remember anything about NXT Dallas, Tom?
Didn't even know they'd been at Dallas.
Do you remember anything about NXT the weekend of WrestleMania 32 then?
It was Sami Zayn then?
He was. Yeah, guess who he was facing?
Neville.
The King of Strong Style.
That was 5 years ago.
Nakamura's debut. So this is a good one. This is a good one to talk about. So what we're going to do is we're going to, like I said, we're going to react to our opinions from 5 years ago and I guess see if anything's changed. Right.
I bet a lot has.
Yeah. Well, you bought me a top probably around that time, to be fair.
It's a nice top.
Yeah, and we came on just before we started recording. Tom forgot he even bought this. That's a nice top. I was like, yeah, mate, you bought it for me years ago.
And it's confusing because I keep glancing at him thinking it's the Man U AIG shirt.
Yeah, so. I don't think it would be, mate, for me. But yeah, I had to do one of those Google Translate things. You know, these days you can put have you ever done it where you it scans it and it literally tells you in like real time what it says? Technology is incredible. And you can, basically, it does say Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, Nakamura Shinsuke, apparently. So hopefully the app was correct and you bought me something legit and not something. It's always a worry when you wear a language that you don't understand.
You could be wearing something proper offensive.
Exactly. But I think it does say Shinsuke Nakamura at least. So, right, what we're going to do then, we're going to get into, well, I guess the first clip. NXT Dallas from 5 years ago, and we are now reacting to what we thought of that show back then and what we think of it now. Right, here you go.
Tell you, tag match first.
Was it?
American Alpha.
Oh, yeah.
Remember them?
Revival.
Remember them?
Do you know? Say yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
got more lyrics than AJ Styles.
It does. I don't want none.
No, I don't want none.
We were all over the impression.
We were. Right, but American Alpha, mate, things have changed since then. Right, so here we go. Next clip.
Third match was technically the first on the special.
What's the second?
What?
You said the third match.
Yeah, Apollo Crews. The first one was Manny Andrade versus Christopher Girard.
They've made that up.
Yeah, I think they've made that. This is Wikipedia. I shouldn't be trusting it.
Right. Who are they? Do you know who they are?
Well, I thought the first one was Andrade, but
it is, right? So let's talk about Andrade, right? So at this point,
let's talk about your pronunciation.
I didn't know. Manny Andrade. What do you mean? That's what it said. That's what he was going as by then.
Man, the one Andrade.
Eventually, he would be Andrade. What was he? Cien Ormas?
Yeah. Zelina weren't with him at the beginning, was she?
I've never seen him. None of us know who he is at this point, right? So anyway, I can't wait till we do more of these like throwback episodes because I remember when he actually was on the show because this is the dark match. I remember when he's on the show and the same thing. I'm like, who's this guy? And then, but I remember specifically getting really excited about him, loving his white trousers. Yeah, so we were like, yeah. So I just find it really funny that this is why I want to do this, because back then, he weren't even on the NXT roster properly. He wasn't on the main shows, right? Since then, he became the NXT champion, an absolute star, went to the main roster, right? And then had a great run again with Vega and his little stable about a year ago now, in the early pandemic phase. And now...
Got engaged to Charlotte.
He got engaged to Charlotte, and now recent news, he's trying to get Already, in
Good luck
5
to the
years,
man.
we've gone from this to this. What a
We've
story
only
Andrade's
pulled
had. Exactly, it's mad, isn't it?
that.
So he's gone back to not
What-
being featured on the main
More,
show.
more importantly, though, who's Christoph Gerard?
Right, that's only Lachlan?
Oh, only looking, is it?
Yeah, only Lachlan. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, the one
Take
who
that.
loves his caps lock. It's him. So, but it took him. So you think about it, two guys in dark match. 5 years later, one of them, to be fair, had an NXT title run, went up to the main roster, and has somewhat success. Definitely could have been a lot better, and that's probably why he's asking for his release. And then you've got Oni, and then the other one is just, well, he's only recently started to make a splash in NXT.
Oh, he's a tag champ now, isn't
Yeah, completely different name. At least Andrade kind of kept the Andrade part.
he? Wow.
He's changed twice, and he's still got a more similar name.
Oh, Christoph Gerard.
Yeah. Oh wow. Anyway, so all right, moving on to the next clip. You ready?
Yeah.
They were really good. I really like Dash and Dawson. Which one's Dawson?
Which
was that?
Dawson? That's the third one.
Yeah. Smash and Dawson. Yeah, it was really good. Good decision, do you reckon?
Yeah, about
Yeah.
time. About time.
Yeah.
Jordan.
I like the fact that-
Gable. Won it.
No one's
I
saying
like
that
the fact that
anymore.
both those teams kind
Don't
of
tell anyone.
seemed like nobody teams when they started, didn't they? They just kind of come from nowhere, you know?
Revival, proper old school. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, they
Still
do a
are.
lot, don't they?
That's sort of their gimmick.
Yeah,
old
that's
school.
that gimmick. They look a bit like Arn Anderson.
I was about to say Double A, and I'm a big fan of that hairy bear. So
Oh man, yeah. I think Jordan and Gable. It's probably time for them to win.
Right, so Jordan Gable clearly had won the NXT tag titles. Since then, went on a great run and evaporated. Gable has become this crazy mix of characters over the past year, Shorty G and all that crap. And Jordan became Kurt Angle's son.
And they got injured.
And now is he backstage guy or
I
something
think
now?
he's an agent, I think.
Wow, so he's an agent after being Kurt Angle's son. And Gable became Shorty G and is now linked with in a bit of a heel run with.
Otis.
Would you have guessed that 5 years ago? One of the greatest kind of tag teams of the early NXT generation?
I mean, I feel like any tag team we talk about in NXT
It's
that
going
later
to
went
become
on
on
to
this
their main
on that list.
roster, it's not going to end well.
Yeah. Well, the other two, obviously AEW now. AEW didn't exist back then.
AEW was just a speck.
Yeah. Just what do you call it? A twinkle in your dad's eye. It was a twinkle in
A twinkle
Cody's
in Matt
eye.
and Nick's eye.
Yeah. But yeah, wow, some things have changed. Are you still a big fan of that grizzled Double A? Another man who's in AEW. Wouldn't have thought that back then. Again, it didn't
Yeah.
exist, but it was a
I love all
lifer
sorts of
then.
bears.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next clip.
They kind of like Team Angle, aren't they? American Alpha.
they are,
Yeah.
but I prefer Gable and Jordan.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than Shelton Benjamin.
Well, I don't dare insult Shelton Benjamin for one of our close friends.
Yeah. Better than Charlie Haas. Better than that time Charlie Haas knocked Lillian off the apron.
I
Broke her wrist.
don't want to say better. Just
I think you did.
different.
I don't know, man. You
Don't-
prefer them.
I like their 90s sort of get up they've got going on at the minute.
Just like
They did have a great little attire.
it was great tag team had.
They had tracksuits.
Ain't they got tracksuits?
Yeah, but more 90s Olympic looking.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
Whereas Team Angle, slash the world's greatest tag team,
Yeah.
they
were just based after an Olympian. So wait, no, you're wrong. Yeah.
Well, I like American Alpha because their get up at the minute looks a little Fresh Prince-ish, and I'm
Okay.
for anything
Okay, yeah.
that is Fresh Prince.
I was just thinking they made Fresh Prince.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Well, would you still say? I mean, they were hot at the time and current. I can
Well-
imagine why you were somewhat thinking of that. But surely, in retrospect, you could never say they were better than Huss and Benjamin, can you?
I think I still stand by it.
Don't be so ridiculous.
I think you've been blinded by the past few years. I think you're
What?
forgetting how good Double A were.
I think you're
And
forgetting how good the world's greatest tag team were. Team Angle were great, mate.
What's interesting is
I
Chad
guess.
Gable went off to tag with Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, because we all saw it coming, mate. They were Team Angle, get the reincarnation. So I enjoy them both. But I find so you're still sticking with that. They're still a better team.
Well, I'm coming up to soon on my rewatch of WWE. The world's greatest tag team will be forming, so maybe we can chat again in a year or so, and I'll let you know.
All right, cool. Here we go. Next clip.
Well, I like that. All right, next match was Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin. Not as good as I wanted it to be. It was all right.
It was okay, but I was telling you before the event that big fan of Corbin. No, big fan of the big banter Baron.
How'd that happen?
He just.
See, we can all do theme songs, mate.
Well, I think I like him because if you watch that NXT breaking ground thing, break ground,
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a lone wolf, isn't he? He lives the gimmick.
He is, and I like that. I like a man who is alone, doesn't really want to hang around with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The DLC on the WWE.
Go on.
I feel that our views on Baron Corbin have now switched.
Well,
he became a king.
there's more clips here because I remember the early days of the pod when I wasn't a fan of Baron. I am in this. You're yeah. I am in this.
Keep playing.
Let's go.
Yeah.
The DLC on the WWE game or
He's on there, mate.
Is he?
Yeah, maybe you should play it some more.
Yeah, maybe I should play it. That's a great entrance for the lights.
Yeah, wicked.
That didn't translate as well on Raw and Mania, did it?
So he's just been called
Well,
up
Mania
to
you
Raw.
couldn't see it.
Yeah, I
Raw,
don't remember.
It didn't work out in Raw.
Did he get an entrance?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. See, exactly.
Wait, what was he on? What was he on Raw?
Not this week, last week.
He beat up Ziggler.
He beat up Ziggler, yeah.
I don't remember his entrance.
Austin Aries I was a little bit underwhelmed by. I liked him. I just thought the match that he was in was going to be better.
I'm sure plenty more will come.
Yeah.
And
It was good.
the ending was good.
It
The Baron Corbin's deep sex on the outside.
Yeah, what was that all about? Deep sex. That is what they said, right? Deep sex on the floor.
Austin Aries got deep sex.
I don't know why I'm sounding more like that Mario, whatever his name is. My favourite SmackDown.
I don't want to insult anyone on this podcast, but
I love him.
Don't bring him up.
I think he's great.
He's hitting with a clothesline. Yeah, yeah. Every week.
Yeah.
Right, Myro thoughts. Still not, didn't grow on you?
Still not changed.
Mate, I loved him even more after this. Like, that's a shame. That's a real shame.
Again, I don't want to insult anyone, but not my cup of tea.
Okay.
What I will say is Austin Aries, what an idiot.
What's in there, man?
Yeah, he's an idiot in real life, though, isn't he? So,
Whoa, is he?
Yeah, proper idiot.
Well, you used to be scared about offending people to not get him on the show, mate, and now you just don't care.
No, I don't want him nowhere near this.
All right. Then.
Did Big Banter Baron beat Austin Aries?
I can't remember.
I hope he did. I hope he did.
We might mention it here. I don't know if we're still talking about the same match. I think we might be actually. So let's try that.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh
no, we're talking about.
Here we go.
The big dog, not Roman Reigns, and not what's his name? Tim Westwood. Right, so Nakamura. All right, let's just get into context here, right? So Nakamura is facing Sami Zayn in his first match in WWE at all. Obviously, it's his NXT debut. We get his brand new theme song. We get, well, obviously his debut, and we get some great wrestling from Sami Zayn. So I'm excited to listen to this bit, Tom. Are you ready?
Come on.
Here we go.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh,
there we go.
Wow.
Versus Sami Zayn. God, this could take the whole podcast.
Let's just do a podcast about this match.
Yeah.
Because it was
a disappointment. No, I'm joking.
Well, I was about to or whatever them gave his name.
Let's just call it the bomb, Let's
just call it a knee to a face. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call it what it is.
Wait, what a match.
Sensational.
Okay, next.
That's how happy I'd be if I saw Nakamura coming out to beat.
Do you think that's what it was? It was just such.
Oh yeah. So basically, we were talking about how in the entrance before Nakamura came out, Sami Zayn just looked delighted to be there, and we said how happy he looked. So that's why you said.
That's how happy I'd be if I saw Nakamura coming out to beat.
Do you think that's what it was? He was just starting to get beat up.
A little bit.
He was like, "Oh, I'm getting seen live. Oh wait."
You can't hide the happiness when Shinsuke comes through doing his Michael Jackson, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, it's just the best. His entrance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
I think his music's great.
Mm-hmm. Dramatic.
I think the timing he's got to work out.
Probably over
I feel like he was listening to his old song in his head.
Trying to work it all out, but that was to be expected.
Yeah, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kept in the finger.
Yeah, you can't.
Gum things. I'm doing them.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
Doing them still.
Yeah.
You know what I like? I don't know why he does it when he wipes his mouth. He doesn't do that a lot. But I found myself wiping my mouth dramatically lately.
I always find myself at work walking around with one arm behind the back like I'm about to have a match with someone. Just show respect.
Do
Yeah.
you still do that?
Yeah. I've been
not anymore. Well, what we were strange.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago I kept running around trying to knee the air. I was excited for his debut.
Right, we were very excited about Nakamura. A bit more.
Well, I need to watch it again, but come at me, haters. One of the best matches I've ever seen.
Really?
Said it.
I think
I
the
loved
match
it.
at Wrestle Kingdom 9 was better.
Can't really remember it. I remember it being good.
The Ibushi one.
It was good, but just the excitement, just waiting for this moment for him to finally come in.
It was really cool.
Loved
Visually,
it.
WWE, they get it right, don't they?
Loved it. Their roster is bloody stacked.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about this week's Raw. We'll have to do it off mic, and I'll remind you.
Yeah.
But their roster is amazing.
Yeah, they're doing good.
And the new video game will be... that's going to be my happy
place. You won't
place.
have to create anyone.
You won't.
You'll have to create people from the 90s only.
The community creations is...
Yeah. It's going to be a wasteland. Like Wade Barrett.
Right, well...
Wow.
We were so excited about Nakamura, man.
Which is, I mean, we'll get on to that in a minute. What's interesting is the 2K games is now the roster's even more stacked, I'd say. And I have just been creating people from the 90s on ECW.
Mate, I told you it was going to happen. But I'd say, think about the...
I haven't been creating.
Well, you've been downloading them. But the roster back then, man, like, I mean, a lot of these guys have either left and gone AEW, like an amount of them at least in WWE, because obviously we're alluding to everything, like the Shield, you know, and obviously Ambrose ain't there anymore. So Ty Dillinger, like there were so many guys around that aren't there anymore, but they do still have a massively stacked roster.
Yeah, and it's just sad, isn't it? How excited we were, and now Nakamura is just another guy.
Right. So this is what I was going to say. So this year he's had a bit of a resurgence, isn't he? Towards the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Still not what we thought. I mean, at time of recording, no idea what he's doing at Mania, if he's going to have a match, which is insane over 2 days. If you would have told us back then, in 5 years' time, Nakamura might not be in a 2-day Mania. I mean, he might be. I'm sure he might be in an IC kind of ladder match or something like that. But I think we were worried back then that he might get the same old treatment that a lot of people have got when they come in, especially, you know, from overseas. And I feel like we were kind of right to be worried about those things because you could argue that, and it'd be good to get to this someday when we do 5 years on from that event. But the Royal Rumble, we ended up winning. And then we went to that AJ match, which was, I mean, for lack of a better term, a kick in the nuts, like that entire feud was about, because it was so, I don't know. I mean, I watched a really good retrospective kind of, have you seen there's that guy online who does career kind of documentaries? I can't remember the name, sorry, but it's really good. The first one that blew up was the Omega one because he saw it and tweeted about it. Anyway, I've seen a few of them since, and he did a Nakamura one, and it was interesting watching this period when he'd just come fresh from New Japan and seeing that, well, they did try. Like, he won the Royal Rumble, and he was in a big match with AJ at WrestleMania. But since then, it's not really gone anywhere.
Yeah. Was he wearing he wore the baggy trousers from the off, didn't he?
Baggy trousers? Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that was his downfall.
Well, he didn't mention it on this, so he couldn't have been that upset at the time. You were so starstruck to see him.
Oh, yeah, it annoyed me from the off. I'm surprised I didn't mention that.
Yeah, it's just, it's a shame, isn't it? It's not been where it should have been, that's for sure.
He's crying shit.
But it's not been as bad as I thought it would be either. Because he did win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
true. Can't pretend he didn't.
I mean, and yeah, As much as I enjoy his music, I still miss the.
Oh, mate, me too. But can you imagine? You know what? Now it gets to that point where you're like, you know, when you get excited about certain people leaving WWE, like you get excited about certain people coming in, and the same people, you get into a journey where you're like, I can't wait for that thing to hit at a New Japan show because you know it's just going to happen eventually, surely. Because I mean, it felt like this year they were changing their mind on that. They were starting to rev him back up, but I don't know if they lost their way with him again.
Probably. All right, next clip.
That's it, yeah, all right. Next up is Asuka versus Bayley.
Oh.
Yeah.
Next match.
Next one's Asuka! That was my Chris Jericho impression.
Asuka!
If Jericho was facing a woman, that is. Asuka versus Bayley.
We want some Bayley! Don't we all?
Very different Bayley now.
Don't you think it's really weird? It was 2 matches on the bounce where they were both babyface. And it worked so well.
Do we have heel and babyface these days, Scotty?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. League of Nations, heel.
League of Nations.
League of Nations.
I'll say New Day, but actually they're probably tweeners at the moment.
Yeah, people just cheer for who they want. They boo for who they want, don't they?
It was kind of going that way on NXT at least. Not anymore.
I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a good guy. But I'm the guy.
Alright.
But who said that?
I think Roman.
Okay.
I think it was Roman because he was getting backlash.
Okay.
Which we'll get into on our WrestleMania 32 reaction video. So stick around, subscribe, and check that out. But anyway, more Asuka and Bayley.
I wish I was in America where they have it at like car lots and stuff. We don't really get that here, do we?
No, but next time we see some, obviously we're doing the Bayley entrance in front of them.
Oh, man.
Playing the theme.
That could be about 5 years from now. When was the last time you saw one?
5 years.
Okay.
That's today.
We
We can't travel anywhere.
Let's buy some.
Yeah, let's buy some.
And just have them follow us.
Yeah.
Right, so we wanted to buy some of those Bayley buddies, which she don't even have anymore.
And we never did.
We never did.
Wow. She's changed a lot.
Yeah. Asuka. Not the same Asuka in NXT, but the star of the early pandemic era.
Yes.
Given a chance.
And still a star, just underused.
Yeah. Even, which is weird, though, because she is the Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah.
So.
But she should be so much more.
Yeah, I mean, if there's ever a time of saying at time of recording, it's about someone like Asuka and this title, because I feel like someone else is probably going to pick it up at some point. Right, yeah, that's pretty much it on Asuka and Bayley, though. Any points about their journeys over the past 5 years? Asuka, again, underutilized, had a wicked NXT run after this point. And Bayley's
done very well
in a way that no one ever saw. Like this new Bayley is. I love characters where you go, I love both versions of them. I love that original face Bayley, and I love this Bayley, and they're completely different.
Yeah, she's
ding dong, hello, all that. Wicked.
She's someone who's thrived since coming up. To be fair,
yeah, probably, maybe the best.
Maybe
from that period at least. You know, Finn won the Universal title.
And then went back.
Charlotte, obviously, she's done all right for herself. And yeah, all right. Well, speaking of Finn, let's get into the next match, which is Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. Yeah, you do remember it.
Finn Balor,
my boy,
versus Samoa Joe, or as we like to call him, Joey Smoey. I can't take credit for that. That was from
one of the great
memes on Twitter.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Joey Smoey.
Joey Smoey versus Fergal Devitt.
You're don't be one of those people.
Okay, another clip.
Finn Balor retains.
He does.
Did you expect that?
He's still the champ.
Yeah.
5 years on, NXT champion Balor.
That's a rank.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No, I didn't actually. Because I thought Balor was going to be on Raw the next.
But at the same time, I'd expect Joe to not even get the NXT title. I got a feeling he's just going to go straight up
and fight AJ.
Doesn't mean you have to get the.
And then Christopher Daniels will come in.
Yeah, they'll have a freeway.
Dixie will cry.
Yeah, they'll have a what was that? Ultimate X.
Just do it.
Them matches.
What's an X about the ring?
All right,
You're a creative man. What did you think of Balor's entrance?
It was good, but it wasn't as good as Finn the Ripper.
Well, nothing's going to beat Finn the Ripper.
We were live in attendance for.
We were.
And it was phenomenal.
I've since interviewed him
so
about that.
good.
Check that out on the main
And it's
event
such a big.
channel.
I won't say Jack the Ripper fan because I don't really like his work.
Controversial.
Yeah, well, what would you? I don't know. I'm interested in the Jack
You
the
said
Ripper.
you're a fan.
I'm not a fan. I don't like him on
known
Facebook.
prostitute killer.
Hey, I've been friends with you a long time, Tom. It ain't gonna change now. Hey. Yeah, I just that entrance was better. I think. I get it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right, so yeah, really liking Finn and Samoa Joe. Any points you want to make there before we get into the last point of that match?
Yeah, Finn, congratulations on your 5-year reign. Joey Samoa, underused in NXT.
I mean, he's a commentator at the moment, mate, so he's definitely underused now. But
I feel even in NXT, probably one of their rare underused. I know he was champ.
yeah, he become champ, which at the point I'm saying that maybe he's not gone. He's going to come straight up. That didn't happen. But yeah, he had a reign as NXT champ. This feud
Really
went
good.
on for quite a while. I think this might be the end of it, but it had been going on for a while.
Because he beat Finn on a house show, didn't he?
What a weird way to do it.
Yeah. And then, I mean, really glad to see Finn back in NXT and clearly loving life.
Yeah.
And we never got AJ v Joe.
Oh yeah, they've no, they did because he was like, I'm your kid's new dad or whatever it was.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Don't you dare forget that. Those wicked promos from Joey Samoa.
Wendy.
Yeah, I mean, we might not got the back and forth matches that we probably expected, but and a long program. And then again, maybe it was long, but that's the point now. I feel like back then we were like, that is definitely going to be something we always remember, and you forgot all about it if it weren't for him being creepy about his family. Okay, so here's the final clip about NXT Dallas. It's been a good ride, Tom. We clearly enjoyed the show, so let's see if it ends on a high.
Yeah, Joe's going to take the title in
Is
the
that
end.
the third one?
Second.
No, the first one was at TakeOver. We went.
There was, yeah. That was second, wasn't it?
Yeah, is it going to be the third one?
Maths.
I don't know. Is it going to be the third one? Man, you need to calm down. Switch your music, your face.
Yeah, there'll be a third one, and I assume Joe will take
Third
it.
time lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
New NXT champion, Joey Samoa.
and then Finn. I'm not sure. I want Finn to leave NXT because he's like the face of it.
Yeah, he's the painter's face of it. They've all got to leave sometime. I didn't want Sasha, Charlotte, and all that to leave. It's alright though, it's still good. You know? Who else left a couple months ago? A couple people have been called up. But it's just alright.
Neville.
Yeah, we never went up.
Loads of people got them though. But it's, yeah. Well, now the old BC are on Raw.
Right. Gallows and Anderson have just debuted, so that's what that is about with Raw. But yeah,
I thought I meant Baron Corbin.
No, we are very not sure about like what's going to happen with the future of NXT at this point. And I feel like since then we did it. I remember specifically having this conversation on other pods after this about being worried about certain people leaving, but then being like, yeah, but look what happened when this person stepped up and this person. And I really feel like NXT was constantly like that. People left, but then other people came in. And I don't want to knock the product, but I feel like the past year or two hasn't felt the same. Ironically, since it became a place to stay, like Gargano and Ciampa never left. And I'm kind of glad because I don't know what will happen on Raw and SmackDown for him, but them, Adam Cole and stuff like that. But weirdly enough, I feel like it's become stagnant because of that.
Less than what it was, but I still think I'm of the opinion no matter who leaves, it'll survive if you want.
But no one leaves anymore.
Because they don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't know. Are you as excited now about NXT as you were back then?
Probably, maybe slightly less, but probably just because I love Adam Cole. So as long as he's sticking around,
and I love Finn being there, and I love Gargano and Ciampa still being there. But
and and I'm becoming more of a fan of like the newer. Like I liked Karrion Kross anyway, but
do you think it's harder because a lot of those guys have stuck around? The spaces aren't as free.
Yeah, maybe.
You know.
And yeah, even like seeing Ciampa in a tag team with Thatcher now, like good, but that was, he was NXT champ forever. We love Ciampa. So just things like that are a factor. But I still way more prefer NXT over the main product.
Yeah, I just feel like the shine's not the same anymore. It used to be really, really, really like super exciting.
I think maybe with those rumours of it moving nights and stuff, maybe it'll be a bit revamped a bit.
Because we all wanted, we all thought, it being an equal brand is great, and people coming back and staying there is great. But I guess none of us really thought about the effects it might have on the usual kind of pecking order and the circle of life in WWE. Do you know what I mean? I think it's taken a while to get used to that for this version, this kind of generation and period of NXT.
But I love that it seemingly is more just becoming the third brand, like with the introduction of the women's tag titles. Like, great, I don't want the main roster mixing with it at all. Which I think is what Triple H is sort of saying, really.
Yeah. Okay, so quickly before we get on in this NXT portion, we will talk about our exact thoughts on that NXT versus WrestleMania.
And then we drop.
Right, before we do Mania, what was better, NXT or Mania?
I like all the razzmatazz. I'm a showman, man.
Yeah,
but
I think in ring NXT.
Yeah.
Razzmatazz.
Obviously, Mania.
It was Mania, except for the last hour, because that was so boring.
But, well, I don't like to be disrespectful.
Can't wait to talk about that in that episode.
When I feel disrespected by WWE.
By Vince.
I sound too harsh. Mania was really good.
Right, okay, so there you go. Like, even back then, as far as an in-ring product, it weren't even like, obviously the TakeOver Mania weekend got bigger and bigger every year, and this is the early days of it, and we were back then saying it was on par with WrestleMania. The greatest, even like spectacle, but it's the best wrestling matches of the year usually as well.
Yeah, all that has left me though is intrigued as what happened in that final hour of Mania.
We'll be getting there.
It's Taker related, but yeah, it's interesting. NXT has only grown, isn't it? It's good for them.
Exactly. Right, so that's pretty much been our look back on NXT Dallas from 5 years ago, our reactions to our reactions. We hope you enjoyed it. Check out more of our content, Talking Beans, that is. We've got loads of podcasts, and you can listen to this podcast in full as well, because there's a lot of things we haven't played the clips back on, and they're still good clips as well and funny, so go listen to that. But yeah, check out the full episode if you do want more of a deep dive into that show and what we thought of it back then. And if you want to hear what we're going to be talking about at WrestleMania, then stay tuned, because coming up soon will be our response to the WrestleMania portion of that podcast episode. So it's going to be exciting. A little sneak preview for you there. I wasn't very pleased with certain things from that WrestleMania.
And he hasn't been pleased since.
Don't say that. But if you want more wrestling content, then subscribe here for RN Pro Wrestling, our brand new wrestling channel dedicated to wrestling from Rebellious Noise. So more wrestling clips from Talking Beans will be here as well. And like I said, check out Talking Beans for full episodes and podcasts over there. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, mate?
No, just remember, we are NXT.
Well, some of us were. I'm joking. I still like NXT.
We don't
love this guy. Even though he ain't done much for us lately, I still love him.
On to Mania.
Please subscribe.